Alright, so you got a goldfish from the carnival, and you don't want it to die within a week like how they normally do or they're stereotyped for. So here are some things that you can do to make sure your fish lives years. The first thing you want to do is get an accurate tank size. So you don't want like a 2-gallon tank. You want it to be at least a 5-gallon tank. Now with goldfish, the bigger the tank you buy, the bigger the fish will get. So if your fish is getting big and you're like, oh, I should get a bigger tank because this fish is getting bigger, it's not. If you buy a bigger tank, it will keep growing. Goldfish grow to match the size of their tank. You'll also need a kind of big tank because the poop that goldfish make is very toxic. So you need a bigger tank so that the water doesn't get dirty as fast and it doesn't mess up all the levels of the tank quickly. I suggest to use purified water, spring water. If you use tap water, you're gonna need to buy chemicals to add to it to get rid of all the additives. The water that comes from our faucets isn't natural for the fish. Your fish will still live in tap water, but it's the main reason why they're not gonna live for years. Obviously, in some cases, that may be different. I had a goldfish from a carnival live for 9 years on tap water, and I'd say like a 4-gallon tank. Not ideal, but it was just a fluke. She lived for a long time. Another thing you'll want to do is get a heater. So before you get a heater, you gotta know how many gallons are in your tank because each heater is made for a certain amount of gallons. Make sure that it has a LED light on it to indicate when it is heating and when it matches the temperature of the water. So all heaters are set to a certain temperature, I think maybe like 75. It'll be red to show you that the temperature is cold, so it's heating up, and then it will turn green or do whatever the directions say. Mine, it turns green when the temperature is 75 degrees and it is not heating anymore to prevent it from cooking the fish. They'll live in cold water, again, not for a really long time. Adding a bubbler, something that, is putting oxygen into the air. And this will help add more oxygen to the water for your fish to help them breathe better. It's not essential. Your fish will still do fine, especially if it's the only fish in the tank. Do not put other fish with your goldfish because its poop will kill the other fish. I think goldfish need like 5 gallons minimum to themselves. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, so keep them alone. Another thing you can do is adding decorations and a hideaway to help make your fish more comfortable and feel like it's in its natural environment. This, I think, is a decently important one because if your fish is just in a plain tank with nowhere to hide, it's gonna get stressed out, and stress kills everything. They need a spot to hide and be alone and to calm down. Having plants is also a good thing to have because it makes them feel like they're at home. It doesn't make them feel like they're stuck in a bowl. When you do buy the plants, you want to make sure that they aren't a hard, plasticky plant. A good thing would be silicone. It's soft, it's not stiff, it moves good. Or you can get fabric ones. This is because if you buy like a hard plastic, if you buy something with sharp edges or semi-sharp edges, fish will cut themselves on it. Fish scales are delicate and you don't want them getting hurt. If you get them a hideout or any other decorations that are solid, hard, like maybe ceramic or stone, make sure all the edges are smooth. All of this stuff you can buy on Amazon. Amazon has a lot of great things at a lot of great prices. If you go to like Petco, PetSmart, they all charge way more. Another thing when changing your fish's water is I will drain the tank about halfway. I'll do this once a week. Drain the tank halfway. If there are big chunks left at the bottom that I happen to miss with the sucker, I'll get those turkey baster squeezy things, and I will just suck up the solid bits, the bigger pieces, and dispose of them. And then I use spring water. I'll fill the tank back up, And then I have a bottle of stress reliever, and I add that to the tank after I clean it, because whenever you clean a fish tank, you're gonna stress out the fish, and just so many different things changing. The fish is gonna be like, what the frick is going on? And it's gonna stress out. So that is a good thing to have for your goldfish. You don't have to do it, but it is nice to have on the side so you know that you're definitely not stressing your fish out with changing the water. So I hope all these helped. All these things I've done when I've won a goldfish, and they've lived for a year or two with that technique. So I hope your fish lives that long as well. This is just off of experience, some research. There may be better things out there. You can do research of your own. I've done this with multiple different goldfish. They all live for at least a year. So I hope this will help you guys out. I will see all you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye! Oh, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe.